I like filmmaking and tech and crafts and languages and storytelling and gaming and probably like 10 other things. For the longest time, I thought that was the problem. I thought having too many passions meant I'd never go anywhere. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized something weird. I don't think that's actually the problem. When I was young, I wanted to have every profession. I wanted to try each one once. So I thought I would be an actress, because then I could be anyone or do anything. I'm now 30 years old and I still want to do everything. It's very acceptable for kids to be curious and want to try everything. But as soon as you get older, you're expected to niche down and to do that thing forever. Why do we treat curiosity like something you're supposed to grow out of? I also suffer or bask in having too many interests. And once I wrote them down, I realized something surprising. One, I get to try all the things that I want. Like I mentioned, I want to do everything, and that might sound simple, but it means life stays interesting. I'm constantly learning something new, experimenting with new ideas, and exploring new things that I wouldn't have otherwise. Number two, it expands my skill set. Because I'm learning so many different things, it helps things translate in a weird way. Some skills that I have learned previously will sometimes help me out in something else. Everything starts connecting in ways that I didn't expect. And number three, I'm comfortable with being a beginner. Trying new things makes it comfortable to try even more new things. And once you're comfortable being a beginner, starting something new stops being so scary. But eventually, I ran into the problem that everyone with too many interests starts to run into. There are cons, and there are two big ones that are the main issues. One, limited time. We're only human. And two, it takes consistent effort to improve. You might have heard the saying, a jack of all trades is a master of none. But is this actually true? And after bouncing between interests, I started noticing a pattern. Imagine this. You start learning pottery, you maybe do it for like a week. You're okay at it, but you're still very much a beginner. And then the next week, you start learning Russian. You learn the alphabet, maybe how to say hello, how are you, and goodbye. And then the next week, you start something else entirely. What happens is you end up starting dozens of things, but never spending enough time with any of them to really develop the skill. So something that could normally take you a few months to learn could end up taking years simply because your attention keeps hopping to somewhere new. So that raises a really important question. Does that mean we should limit our interests? Should we pick one passion and then just ignore the rest? A lot of the research that I've done on this topic suggests yes. It suggests, for example, that we pick a hobby for every single aspect of our lives. So one social hobby, one creative hobby, one physical hobby, etc. But personally, I don't think that approach would work for me. I've started trying to enjoy my interests in seasons. So instead of trying to do everything at once, I try to focus on one thing so that I can get to the skill level that I want to get to. For example, if I want to do watercolor, you could start doing watercolor and learn it for a couple months, get that skill up to the level that you want to get it to, and then I could move on to another interests. For example, baking. That could take me maybe I want to be good at baking, but maybe I don't want to be good at every single aspect of baking. Maybe I just want to make really good chocolate chip cookies. So I get really good at making chocolate chip cookies. That could take me a month or two or something along those lines. And once you get good at making chocolate chip cookies, you can go back to watercolor or you can move on to something else. It's helped me improve my skills by focusing on them rather than hopping between a bunch of different skills in very short increments of time without seeing any skill progression. But there are some passions that I wanted to be really good at, so then we shift into a strategy called the snowball effect. The snowball effect is pretty self-explanatory. It's a snowball rolling down a hill, and the more it rolls down the hill, the more snow accumulates to it. So the same with the skill. The more you do the skill, the more you improve in it, get better over time. You build momentum over time. I didn't originally like the idea of this because I wanted to do everything all the time, but I realized if I didn't spend enough time with one thing, then I wouldn't significantly improve and it would just take way longer to just get better at that one thing. For example, with YouTube, I really wanted to get better at making videos, and I realized that at the rate that I was doing them at, my videos at least, I was not going to improve significantly. It was going to take me way longer because I was going way slower with my upload schedule. So I promised myself that I would make more videos and try not to be too much of a perfectionist. It's helped me a lot with my storytelling, my pacing, and I feel like I have significantly been able to see my improvements over a period of time where normally it would have taken me way longer. And what I ended up finding out is that this quote isn't complete. The complete saying was originally, "A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one." So going back to the original question, is having too many interests actually a problem? I don't think so. Personally, I want to be able to experience and experiment with as many things as possible, even if it is for a short period of time. And in that process, I can find things that I find enjoyable. It feels very freeform, and there isn't a ton of structure. And every interest teaches me something new about myself and about the world. But I'm curious about you. What are the things you're passionate about right now? Are you the person who prefers to focus on one skill for years, or do you like hopping around between a bunch of different interests? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're working on, and who knows? Maybe you'll inspire my next season of curiosity.